प्रातः स्मरामि हृदि संस्फुरदात्मतत्त्वम् सच्चित्सुखं परमहंसगतिं तुरीयम् यस्वप्नजागरसुषुप्तमवेति नित्यम् तद्ब्रह्म निष्कलमहं न च भूतसङ्गः संसारस्वप्नतुल्यो हि रागद्वेषातिसङ्कुलः स्वकाले सत्यवद्भाति प्रबोधे सत्यसद्भवेत् तापः सत्यं जगद्भाति शुक्तिका रजतं यथा यावन्न ज्ञायते ब्रह्म सर्वाधिष्ठानमद्वयम् उपादानेऽखिलाधारे जगन्ति परमेश्वरे सर्गस्थितिलयान् यान्ति बुद्बुदानीव वारिणि सच्चिदात्मन्यनुस्यूते नित्ये विष्णौ प्रकल्पिताः व्यक्तयो विविधा सर्वाः काटके कटकादिवत् यथाकाशो ऋषिकेशः नानोपाधिगतो विभुः तद्भेदाद्भिन्नवद्भाति तन्नाशे केवलो भवेत्।
प्रातस्मरामि तत्त्वं सच्चित्सुखं परमहंसगतिं तुरीयं यत्स्वप्नजागरसुषुप्तमवेति नित्यं तद्ब्रह्म निष्कलमहं न च भूतसङ्गः। We continue from verse number 10 onwards. Verse number 10 reads, Yathakasho hrishikeshaha nanopadigato vibhuhu tadbhedat bhinnavadbhati tannashe kevalo bhavet. Yathakasho hrishikeshaha nanopadigato vibhuhu tadbhedat bhinnavadbhati tannashe kevalo bhavet. Like all-pervading space, the infinite reality appears diverse on account of its association with various equipments and becomes one on their destruction. The comparison here, the example here is like all-pervading space. Like all-pervading space, the infinite reality, he says. Because of its association with various equipments, there appears to be a plurality. Instead of seeing the one, we see the many. The many is seen because of the association with the equipments, which is what he is saying very clearly. On account of its association with various equipments, and becomes one. And it becomes one upon the destruction of the equipments. It becomes one upon a destruction of the equipments. First thing that we have to understand is the example, the space. Why they use the space. First thing about the comparison, space. Space is all pervading. It's everywhere. There is no, you can't say that, no. There is no space where space isn't. You can't say that. There is no space where there is no space. You can't say that. So space is all pervading. Number two, space is indivisible. You can't divide a space. When we go into the elaboration, we'll see everything in detail. The third thing about space is it is non-dual. So three things about space is the comparison. It is non-dual, it is indivisible, it is all-pervading. When walls are built, you build a wall with small room. Means what? When you say it's a small room, means what? The walls are close to each other. When you say a big room, it means the walls are big enough. You say indoor field, an indoor stadium, the walls are much bigger. So you get an idea of the space as small or big, not because of the space, it is because of the walls that is limiting it. The walls that is limiting the space appears to have limited the space, appears to have constrained the space, appears to have divided the space. Now, the difficulty, the limitations is because of the limitations of the wall. The limitations is because of the limitations of the container. Now we are using this room space and all that. The Upanishad uses spot space and total space. Because in those days, not so many 1,000 square feet, 2,000 square feet, 3,000 square feet distances and all wasn't measured. Just 4 walls are built and 1 roof is put, and up every half the time they live under the nature. So the space was more discussed in terms of the pot space and the total space. So all the analysis would be in relation to the sizes of the pot. Small pot, small space. Medium size, grades. But all it means is what? The enclosure gives it a limited vision. The enclosure makes the space appear limited. Hall space, pot space, big space, small space. Yeah. All are part of the total space. That is the first thing. The second important factor that you have to understand is all these names are given to one indivisible space. All these names are of one indivisible space in which these enclosures come and go. So first thing is the enclosure appears to make it limited. Number two, the enclosures come and go. Number three, there is no inside space and outside space. Space is one indivisible. The walls cannot divide the space. In fact, the wall itself is built because of the space. It appears to divide. That's all. It appears to divide. Now, once you understand the nature of the element space, then you will understand why the Shastras use space as an example to refer to the consciousness, Brahman. For there is a similarity. The properties, there is a similar property. What are the similar properties? It is non-dual, it is indivisible, but apparently appears to be divided. Number three, it is all-pervading. It's all-pervading. There is no space where space isn't. So, what it means now? There is one consciousness. There is one consciousness. Just as one space. You can't even call as one space. It is just a space. One space implies 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and all that. No. So you can't even call it as one space. You just say space. Similarly, consciousness alone exists. You can't even say one consciousness. Even though linguistically, for language purposes, we keep saying one consciousness, one consciousness, one consciousness. It is consciousness only, space only. One consciousness alone exists. Understand it as consciousness alone exists. Now what happens? That one consciousness is not seen because of what? The bodies that covers the body that as it were envelops, encloses, covers it. This covered consciousness, the body seems to have covered the consciousness. So this covered consciousness, this enclosed consciousness is called Jiva. Just as room space. So the room space is equals to Jiva. The space which is minus it, the unenclosed consciousness, the unenclosed space is called Brahman. Jivatma and Paramatma. What is this Jivatma? Jivatma is the enclosed consciousness. As it were. All is as it were, for these equipments cannot cover it up. Just as the walls cannot divide space, but it gives an appearance. Similarly, these equipments cover it up as it were. What are the bodies? Next verse we are going to see. What are the bodies that gives this appearance, this spot space, total space, and all that is fine. What are the actual enclosures that you are carried away by, that you are not able to see the reality? That is coming in the next verse. Now he is establishing that there is one consciousness. It seemingly gets divided because of the bodies that are different, upadhis. Throughout the Atmabodha, he will keep using the word upadhi a lot. Upadhi means equipments. What are the equipments? Body, mind, and intellect equipments. The body, the mind, the intellect equipments is what is called as upadhis. So these upadhis, association with the equipments makes you to believe that it is why he's talking about this limited conscious, why he's talking about this jivatma, the limited self, is because identifying with the pot space, you believe the space is limited. Identifying with the equipments, you are so convinced that you are this limited, restricted, constricted individual. Because how you can hear Vedanta for Janmas also, but you will still go back believing that you are this limited, constricted, restricted only. Within this limitation and constriction, I can try to be as better as possible. Constriction la in the betterment. Restriction la where is the betterment possible in restriction? Therefore, he says this is spoken because associating with the equipments, you have come to the conviction that you are this limited, restricted, constricted individual. Just as the child believes that space is divided. At least most of us in this classroom understands that space is indivisible. No, aduve puriyalana avladhan. If we say no sir, space and all can be divided na. Adutha 10 verses we will adutha 10 verses out of syllabus ungalku. Adutha 10 verses you can leave out of choice and go. All this analysis we are doing with the assumption that you are able to understand that space is non-dual, indivisible, all-pervading. The walls of the room seems to limit the limitless space. That's what he has written. All this analysis comes from that. The walls of the rooms seem to limit the limitless space. Similarly, when the walls are pulled down, when they go for reconstruction, when they go for rebuilding, they bring down the entire building, no? And then suddenly you see the room space has merged with the total space. It appears to be, to the naked eyes, it appears to be. But what do you understand? Even when the walls are built, space isn't divided. The definition of space is this. Space na endangarthu definition only first. What is space? Open the eyes, whatever you see is space. What is space? Space is that which contains everything in it and still can contain more. That is space. Space is that which contains everything in it and still can contain much, much more. That is called space. That is why limitless. You can call it as sky, you can call it as cosmos, you can call it as anything. But space is an element. It's a fundamental element, which we will see on verse number 12, 13. We will see that. Verse number 12, 13, we will see the elements we will see the analysis about the elements there. He is using that as an example to convey the point that how the limitless appears to be limited because of the presence of the equipments. Because of the presence of the equipments, because of the association with the equipments, the limitless appears to be limited. Just as we are not able to follow, we are not able to understand. Like the walls divide the space. That's why it's a beautiful example. Yata akasha, like space. Like space. The infinite reality appears divided, diverse. Bhinnavat bhati. Bhinnam means, the Sanskrit word, bhinnam means divided. They say no. We don't use those vocabulary, we don't use that language because we don't bother about all this anymore. So when they I still remember, even for the Ganesh Chaturthi, when we used to go and buy the clay, the clay Ganesha, I was told, Adu Binna illadada patu you have to get. You have to get which doesn't have a Binna means crack. Not split into two. They should bhinna means that which is cracked. And we all have bhinnas a lot because we are all cracked. Yeah. We are all cracked. And only bhinnam da irukku. Bhinnavat bhati. Appears to have bhinna. Appears to be having this. Appears to be divided. In truth, it is not. In truth, it is not divided, like the space. The equipments of body, mind, and intellect are responsible for creation of the plurality. But the plurality is an appearance. Plurality is an appearance. There is no reality to it. It is an appearance, but there is no reality to it. So that which has an appearance but has no reality is called mithya, maya. It has an appearance but has no reality to it. It has an appearance but it has no permanency to it. It has an appearance, but the appearance is entirely dependent on your equipments. Eyes are configured in one way, you see something. If your eyes are configured in a different way, you will start seeing something else. Now, when you start seeing something else, you can't see this. Imagine we all have only microscopic eyes. Our world will be completely different, no? Are you able to follow? If we have only the microscopic eyes, what we will be seeing? We will be dealing with the infinite world of viruses and bacteria. That's what we'll see. What we are seeing now, we will not see. So what you see is an appearance, and that appearance is temporary and is related to the quality of your equipment. So when the equipment changes, the form also, the appearance also changes. All these are appearances. Behind this is the reality. Supporting this is the reality. And that reality is not divided. It doesn't have any binna. It is not split. It doesn't have any, it cannot be split. It's not that it doesn't have any split. It cannot be split, just as the space cannot be, divided. One of the beautiful examples that he gives is the refraction of light through a prism. Swamiji always gives this example to communicate this, a beautiful example to communicate this particular thing is the refraction of light through a prism. Physics lab, 11th standard, you have to do this experiment, no? You have to do this experiment in the 11th class physics lab. No, they will keep the light. I still remember in the school that I went to in the physics lab, the prism cracked. So you will never get the colors. Sir, color odunga varliya sir. Hey, vara madri nanchikitte eludhu, he will say. It will come. Who's going to get a new? Imagine that it is coming, and you write. Sir, but they have proper 2-3 proper prisms. That is only for practical exams. When we have the board practical exams, that prism will be taken out for the board practical exams. Again, like an exhibition, it will go back into that. Remember that? Whenever I read this example, remember that prism in the physics lab, which you do in the 11th class. Colorless light, the sunlight, the white light is passed through the prism. When it is passed through the prism, the other side, it comes out refracted. It comes out refracted as the 7 colors, the Vygotsky colors. The one splitting itself into many is the pluralistic phenomena. Just as the one light splits itself into the 7, just as the one light splits itself into the 7, what it means is the one appears to be divided into the 7. The prism splits the one colorless light into multiple colors. The prism bhinnavat. The prism splits. The prism is that which splits. Yeah. In Sanskrit, it's called bhinna. In English, it is called split. Adhe Tamil solnona pilavun solnu. Yeah. That's what you have to say, no? Is this the right word? In Tamil, you have to say it splits. The prism splits the one colorless light into multiple colors. Okay. When the prism is removed, what happens? When the prism is removed, the original homogeneous nature of light is restored. You can't say restored as it were. It is restored as it were. That's what he says. Because the infinite reality appears to be, you don't see the one infinite reality, you see the pluralistic phenomena because of its association with the various equipments, and upon destruction of the equipments, upon dissolution of the equipments, it appears to have restored. It appears to have gone back. So right through what you have to understand, it is only an right through what you have to understand, it's only an appearance. Nana upadi gataha. That's I'm just splitting the words of the verses. Nanopadi gato vibhuhu means what? Nana upadi gataha. Nana means of various shapes, sizes, measurements. Various shape, various sizes, various measurements. In the Kathopanishad, he says, it cannot be cut, it cannot be wetted, water cannot wet it, fire cannot burn it. He goes on, weapons do not cut it. Kathopanishad. Same idea comes in the Mandukya Upanishad. In fact, Mandukya Upanishad in the Karikas, 10 verses in chapter 3, verses 1 to 10, he gives how enclosures cannot divide it, how enclosures cannot cut it. And then it gives the example, and then it quotes another Upanishad to call it as koshas. Koshas means enclosure. Enclosure. Koshas na denna sir. Annamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha, manomaya kosha, anandamaya kosha, vijnanamaya kosha. The koshas na looks like we are referring to some person. Annamaya kosha na you will remember. Yeah, enclosure. It refers to another Upanishad and call it as it is an enclosure. Nana upadi. Upadi, the equipments. Tat Vedat Upadihi Bhinnavat Bhati. That's all. That's the verse. Tat Vedat Upadihi Bhinnavat Bhati. What it means? Because of plurality in enclosure, we assume that the reality is also divided like that. From this misunderstanding arises giving Nama Rupa to God also. From this misunderstanding arises, just as we have Nama Rupa and Guna and Karma, we believe that God also has Nama Rupa Guna Karma. Lord Brahmana, our Nama, our Rupa, our Guna, he has a job also. Vishnu, he has a Nama, he has a Rupa, he has a Guna, and he has a Karma. What is the activity of Vishnu? Protecting. You do whatever you want, he will come and protect you. Yeah. Then comes Parameshwara, Nama, Rupa, Guna, and Karma. All these is because of what? You see the plurality and you assume that the infinite, the God also have all this. And you limit God. That is what we are going to conclude. We are trying to, right through he is developing the thought flow to come and conclude and saying how this division is ignorance. How this seeing the unreal as real itself is ignorance. Dividing the reality and assuming the reality has Nama, Rupa, Guna, Karma is furthermore. Ignorance liye betterment of ignorance. Like he says, no PhD in ignorance. Are able to follow? So why he is giving all this is to conclude to that. When we conclude there, you need to follow the entire analysis. Once you have followed the entire analysis, when it is concluded, you will understand that. But sir, what you are saying is conflicting with other schools of thought that I have studied. What you are teaching is conflicting with other schools of thought, conflicting with what I have read elsewhere, what to do. Don't come here, that's all. What else you can do? What else to say? Yeah. We can't have a debate club discussion and prove what is right and what is wrong. What you are saying, sir, is different from what my guru has taught me. One person told me this yesterday. What you are teaching is conflicting from what my guru has taught. What should I do? Your guru is right, I am wrong, forget me, I say. What else to say? What my guru has taught is different from what you have taught. It is conflicting. It is confusing. What do I do? Forget me, listen to your guru. One day through this analysis and understanding, you will come to this conclusion. It's not easy. You can hear it a million times. It is not easy to accept it. Why? Because it is conflicting and contradicting your experiences. Your experiences are pluralistic in nature. Your experiences are pluralistic in nature. Now, how can you, through knowledge and understanding, contradict your own experience? How can you get convinced that the pluralistic experiences that you are experiencing is not real? How can you believe that? How can you understand that? You cannot. Very difficult. Are you able to follow? Bhinnavad bhati. Tat Vedat Bhinnavad bhati. Because of the plurality that we see, we assume plurality in God also. We assume God also has plurality. What is the plurality in God? What is the plurality in God? He will save and protect and do anything to his devotees. To his non-devotees, he will ensure that pain and sorrow and suffering comes. Amongst the devotees, depending on the intensity of the devotion, he will ensure that more grace. The grace is pluralistic. Are you able to follow? What is God being divided means? God divided means you believe that grace is pluralistic. Grace is divided. Grace comes to you in limitations. That is because of association with, the equipments. Because of plurality, because of seeing everything through the enclosure, this enclosure is what? Wonderful example for the enclosure. And how everything is seen through this enclosure is what the same Mandukya is the example of the frog in the well. Enclosures, na? Remember this example. The frog in the well. Still remember when we go to holidays. No, I was living here and my parents were living in the village. So every summer holidays only I will visit them. And invariably the well and all that, no, and things will fall into the well. One of my uncles, my father also used to do it so well. No, they just do like the splits mari they do. They split. Yeah, binnam. The yoga splitter, not this binnam. The yoga split and tuck in 10-15 seconds. They like they are walking in the steps. They go down the well, go inside, take and all that. So once my uncle, he's so powerful, that man. Literally, he held me so tightly and he was going into the well and he was holding me tightly. So I am also going into the well along with him. And I am like, I thought today is the last the last minute of my life. Go there, the well, 30 feet, 40 feet. Well, look at that. He said, beautiful, he said. Ingen Malapar, he said. From here, look upwards. The whole world is limited by the boundary of, the entire thing is limited by the boundary of the circumference of the, you can't say the wall of the well, no. I don't know whether you can call it that. The wall of the, it is so restricted by that, so constricted by that. You just see there. We came out and he said, in the madri paakakudadu. He said, you should not see anything like that. Oh, I was more interested in coming out and running away from him then. That was my only priority. My priority is to escape him then, because he's like holding me so tightly. Not that I am very muscular and all that now. No, not that I am all that now. So thin and much later, the Mandukya Upanishad speaks about this frog in the well. What is frog in the well? It gives the story. A cousin from the ocean visited the frog in the well. Another frog, cousin, another frog. Another cousin frog that lives in the ocean visited this frog in the well. From the ocean, the cousin frog told this frog, come out of this. There is something huge and big. This frog started asking questions about what did this frog started clarifying. The frog in the well, what it started clarifying. Are you able to guess what it started clarifying? It started clarifying about the ocean. And all that it knows is the well. Are you okay till now? Anything that all that the frog can understand will be limited to what? Will be limited to the well. It will be limited to the well. So the frog in the well started understanding, wanting to understand. We also do that, no? Say, I want to understand. I want to. Please explain. Please explain. All conversation between Guru and the Shishya is the conversation between frog well and the ocean well. Mandukya Upanishad says it. That's what he says, that enclosure, that idea, the concept of enclosure is so beautifully described in detail, which we are going to see. Atmabuddha is also talking about the same thing. So the frog in the well started wanting to know, wanting to explore the infinite. Vijay, Purida? Wanting to explore the infinite. And the standard, the benchmark is what? What is the benchmark to understand the infinite? The ocean, the well. So what the frog did, it asked, is your ocean half the size of this well? Say, in a comparison, how can you? Is your ocean half the size of this well? Illapa, no, it's not like that. Oh, as big as this well? No, you cannot compare it like that. Two wells put together is your ocean? Illapa, you can't compare it like that. You just come with me. Inga ukkandu don't compare it like that, because you are restricted by the upadhi. Are you able to follow? You are restricted by the upadhi. You are not able to jump out of the upadhi. Therefore, don't compare. Frog said, I can understand. Tell me, I can understand. Explain to me. I'm coming with you. I'm cooperating with you. You are not cooperating with me. You are not making me understand. I am willing to understand, but you are not making me to understand. These are all the problems we have with the Shastras, no? Why? The benchmark is 100 wells put together is your ocean. All the wells put together in the universe also is one drop of the ocean. What will the frog in the well say? What will the frog say in the well? You are talking nonsense. It doesn't. No such thing can exist like that. There is no possibility for anything to exist like that. Like what? Millions and billions of wells put together also cannot combine, cannot come anywhere near the ocean. There. We can't even give the example of the well to the children nowadays, because they don't see wells also anymore. Well, na, they will ask, what is well? As explain mandrathe, it will take 1 hour now. At least we are all very young people sitting here, no? Old people we are all how old are you? You have to ask how young are you. Since we are all very young people sitting here, and all the young people sitting here would have seen well a few times and would have experienced the well, so it would be easy for you to understand. Are you able to follow? What is the upadhi now? What is the upadhi? Upadhi is the well, the enclosure. Upadhi is the well, the enclosure. And you go into that. That's why I give this example of my uncle dragging me into the well. See, you don't see the well standing outside. If you want to really know what well is, you should go. You should go inside the well. Don't go inside the well, please. Disclaimer. We are not recommending. They put that, no, don't practice this at home. They put the disclaimer. No, similarly, I'm saying if you go into the well, and if you don't come out, don't say class I went and then I have to go to jail and I have to ask somebody to come out and take me out on bail and all that. Now, I have no interest to go into. So disclaimer, very clear. If you really want to know what the well is, you should go inside the well. Now the frog is in the well, just as you are in the well. What is the well that you are in? The upadhis. The equipments are the well. Are you okay till now? Therefore, what do you do? All that you want to understand happens through the. All that you want to understand, you will want to understand through the medium of your upadhis only. That is why you will ask, God na abde silent arguma, sir. If you go into silence, it will be God. And the meditation class, 10 days of meditation class. 10 days of meditation class. You should not even speak. And even when somebody comes in front of you, you should not say good morning, good afternoon also. You should not say good morning. What will happen 11th day? You come home, you will look at your wife. The wife will say, come, we will go and meet a psychiatrist first. Because you have gone so slow that even when she asks coffee or tea, you will think for 10 minutes to say coffee or. Why? Everything about the infinite you want to understand through the everything about the infinite you want to understand through the equipments only. Just as frog in the well. All the Shankaracharya says in Atmabodha, all enlightened masters, Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita talks about is you have to come out of the upadis. You have to come out of the enclosures of the equipments. Think out of the box. Think out of the box of body, mind and intellect. If at all anybody can do that, they will be able to understand this. And what is the nature of the infinite reality? Are you okay till now? And what is the nature of the infinite reality? The nature of the infinite reality, he says, Hrishikeshaha, Akashaha, Vibhuhu. Vibhuhu means all pervading. Vibhu is all pervading. Hrishikesha. Hrishikesha means your own nature. Your own nature. Now I read the verse again. Like all pervading space, the infinite reality appears diverse on account of its association with various equipments and becomes one on their destruction. Now, the idea that here he is established is you are conditioned by the enclosure. What is that enclosure? Enclosure. Now, what is that? Enclosure? Verse number 11. Verse number 11 is that enclosure. I am reading verse number 11 now. Nanopadi vashadeva jati varnashramadayah atmanyaropitastoye rasavarnadi bhedavat. Verse number 11. Nanopadi vashadeva jati varnashramadayah atmanyaropitastoye rasavarnadi bhedavat. Alaga, you know, if you want to chant in the way that you can memorize, na, Guruji Venkat will teach you all this. That's why I'm trying to, I read it, I split and I read so that the words are understood. Nanopadi vashadeva jati varnashramadayah atmanyaropitastoye rasavarnadhi bhedavat. Only on account of the diverse equipments, caste, color, stage, etc. are superimposed upon Atman, just as different flavors, colors, etc. upon water. Another beautiful example. Just as flavor, color are superimposed upon water. Clear? Lemon juice. Na, lemon flavor add banna, it becomes a lemon juice. Orange flavor add banna, it becomes orange juice. One flavor add banna, it is Pepsi. Another flavor you add, it becomes a Coke. Another flavor you add, it becomes a Fanta. So all this is what? Water plus a flavor. Water plus a flavor. Beautiful. Each and every example is beautiful. Water appear to have acquired. Water appears to acquire different flavors and colors through one machine. Water goes on one side, the flavor goes on other side, and then the end product is Pepsi in one bottle. Supposing you put Pepsi in one machine and water comes out on one side and the essence comes out on the other side. You can easily understand that the water appears to have acquired the flavor. Just as water appears to acquire different flavors and colors like Coke, Pepsi, Fanta, etc. Why are you saying Pepsi, Coke, Fanta and all, sir? We should be Indian. So you use Indian flavor. Indian flavor la enna sollanum? Thumbs up sollanuma? Goli soda sollalam avladhaan illaya. All that is up here because we are all because American example we should not give, Chinese example we should not give, Indian example you should not give, because you are sitting in Tamil Nadu. How can you give Indian example? You have to give Tamil example. Plurality ki our plurality has no, our plurality is infinite. Our plurality is so infinite that we really can't. So instead of Pepsi, Coke, Fanta, you add whatever you want. Kali mark போட்டிருக்கிறார் சுரேஷ். Kali mark. என்னத்த Kali mark? அதான் சொல்றது. The gross and subtle and causal bodies appear to have acquired, just as the water appears to have gotten it. What are the upadhis? The entire nature of the creation is divided into 3 words. The entire pluralistic phenomena is covered in 3 words. The 3 words are Jati, Varna, Ashrama. The entire pluralistic phenomena is covered in these 3 words. The 3 words are Jati, Varna, Ashrama. இதெல்லாம் விட்டுருங்க. Don't worry about all this. ஏன்னா இப்போ இதெல்லாம் பத்தி பேசவே கூடாது. அதனால I am also not talking. இல்லையா? அது நேராவே யாரும் கேட்க மாட்டேன்றாங்க. இதுல ரெக்கார்டிங் பண்ணி வேற கேட்கறாங்க. அது யாருன்னு தெரியல எனக்கு. I'm not, even when people are directly sitting, only nobody is listening and they are recording it, and who's going to listen is recording also God only. Yeah, God only knows. அதனால ரெக்கார்டிங் எல்லாம் வைக்கிறாங்கிறதுனால ஜாதி, வர்ண, ஆசிரமம் எல்லாம் we don't talk in detail. இல்லைன்னா அப்புறம் அதுக்கு வேற எடிட் பண்ணி யூடியூப்ல போஸ்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க. The entire pluralistic phenomena is of these 3: Jati, Varna and Ashrama. Ashrama is the 4 stages of life: Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa. The 4 stages of life. Varna means color. Varna means color. Jati means species, caste. In a very limited way, we have understood Jati is like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Varna, na? The color. Ashrama, the 4 stages. So any equipment, if you see, any equipment, if you take a particular equipment, that particular equipment will have this guna karma. First we said the plurality. You take up the plurality is made up of these 3. So any individual pluralistic equipment, if you take and analyze, that individual pluralistic equipment would be having these, would be made up of these. What is it? Jati, Varna and Ashrama. Ashramana, what level of maturity you are in life. That's what ashrama means. Ashrama means different maturity levels of life. different maturities, different mature levels of life is what is known as ashramas. Grihastha ashrama, brahmacharya ashrama, grihastha ashrama, vanaprastha, in the order of maturity. In the order of maturity. Sannyasa ashrama. But all this belongs to pluralistic phenomena only. And then the varna. Varna means, understand it like this. The male, the female, educated, uneducated, height, weight, complexion. Complexion is what we call as varna, but the Sanskrit word varna means color. The Sanskrit word varna means all this I said also. Literally, if you translate, it looks like white, yellow, brown, and black. What are the various races? White, yellow, brown, black. Number la konjam brown, nariya black. Some are white, some are yellow, different complexions. So what it means is not, please understand, it's not talking about the skin color. It is talking about the male, the female, the educated, the height, the weight, the complexion attributes. Then what is this Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra? Depending on the proportion of the gunas. So the plurality is made up of these. What are the plurality made up of? The plurality is made up of guna, which is sattva, rajas, tamas, which is what is called as jati. So jati means Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, but Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra again is based on the gunas. So jati equals guna. Guna means the sattva, rajas, tamas. So jati equals the proportion of sattva, rajas, tamas. And the proportion of sattva, rajas, tamas has these four manifestations, has these four distinctions. What are the four distinctions? The thinkers, the protectors, the traders, the workers. Again, the thinkers, the protectors, the traders, the workers. The four categories based on the proportion of gunas. Who is a worker? Worker means unless he is told what to do, he will not do anything. He is a worker. Not only he has to be told, he has to be constantly poked also. Panya, panya, panya kadnirman. Did you do? Did you do? Did you do? Do panirra sir. Do half an hour la panirra. By tomorrow evening I will finish. Idalla worker. Clear? So depending on the gunas, you have four levels. You have four distinct expressions. One is the workers. Second is the trader. Trader means, clear, he's a vyapari, one who does vyapara, is a vaishya. Trader, everything. Trader means what? I do this, what I get in return. If I do this, what I will get in return. That is trading. In a worker, extra that fellow will not work. Are you able to understand the difference? That is the worker. Then comes the trader. Then comes the protector, who fiercely protects. The orthodox word is kshatriya for a protector. Then comes the thinker, the brahmana. So jati. So the species have this combination. What is the combination? the jati, the varna and the ashrama. Now, what is this enclosure made up of? What is this enclosure? The pluralistic enclosure. And through that only you see, and the world appears to be only that. Are you able to follow now? What is the pluralistic? What is the enclosure? What makes up the enclosure? That which makes up the enclosure is the jati, the varna, and the ashrama. Whatsoever enclosure you are attached to, you will see everything through that only. Whatever enclosure you are conditioned by, whatever enclosure you are conditioned by, whatever enclosure you are attached to, like the frog in the well, you will be conditioned by that. What Vedanta says, what Shankaracharya says, what these great masters are saying, that enclosure is temporary, that enclosure is limited, the infinite appears to be like this. It's not that the God is like this. You don't see the reality, you are carried away. You are carried away by this. Carried away by what? Conditioned by the enclosure. Conditioned by the enclosure. Thinker. Socialism, communism, capitalism. Idallam thinkers thinkers node vela idallam. They will sit and come up with all the capitalism, communism, socialism. Then another fellow will come and make a chivda of everything, take the best of everything and create one thing. Now all this is of the thinking. Then comes distinct and different from that is the protector. Distinct and different from that is the trader. Distinct and different from that is the worker. What is the enclosure that you are conditioned by? What is the enclosure that you are conditioned by? You need to know that to jump out of that. You have to jump out of the well that you are caught in. No. You have to jump out of the well that you are caught up. What is the well that you are caught up? The well that you are caught up in is the jati, varna, ashrama. That's the well that you are caught up in, and you need to jump out of that. That's why he puts all the three, the jati, varna, ashrama, all as in the enclosure. And you need to jump out of all these three. And what is this? Like water has taken a flavor and you have a particular liking to some flavor, you have got conditioned like this. Just as water takes up to the flavor and you have a particular liking to some flavor, and whatsoever flavor you have taken a liking to, that will appear superior to you than the rest. Then comes the fight and friction and all that. We are not getting into that debate. What Vedanta says, all that is enclosure. All that is enclosure. Now, the enclosure are spoken from a practical and a psychological angle. Are you okay till now? First he said enclosure. Now what is that enclosure? That enclosure is spoken about from the practical angle, the psychological angle, as in jati, varna and ashrama. Same enclosure in verse 12, 13 and 14, he will talk about it in a technical way from the elements, from the standpoint of the elements, the Panchabhutas. Adi innigilla, arthavaram I am going to take. Yeah, not today. I am only saying how the upadhis are explained so clearly is what I want you to understand today. First he is saying the upadhi. Then he is describing the upadhi. As he is describing the upadhis, he goes on explaining that it is covering it up as it were, covering it up as it were, covering it up as it were. That's why all the examples that he gives will have one thing in common. What is the one thing in common? The one thing in common in all the examples is as it were, as it were, as it were. Just as space appears to be divided, just as water appears to have a flavor. The upadhis. Now, this jati, varna and ashrama we have seen. What is the plurality? Like a formula, write it like this. Plurality equals different combinations produce the multiple categories and classifications. Plurality equals this. What is plurality? Plurality equals the different combinations produce the different classifications. Now, what does it mean? Please understand, these divisions exist. These divisions exist based on the quality and texture of the human equipments. Remember this. Some has a physical capability. Like all the marathon runners seems to come from one particular country, no? Have you ever noticed it? Or that part of the planet where people are dying of starvation? Marathon runners comes from that. Yeah. India country one athlete will not come. They're not saying we are inferior, they are superior. It has a different. Are you able to follow? Even here, there are these differences. Now, these differences are due to what? The different combination in which the nature mixes itself up. It is not one human being on some particular day sat and created all this. These divisions exist. These divisions exist because of what? The differences in the quality of the body, mind, intellect equipments. All that it means is what? The physical structure, the emotional texture, and the intellectual caliber differs. Correct? The physical structure. Yeah. Some will have a different kind of nose. Like I have one kind of nose. Yeah. Some have everything in proportion. Some will have disproportionately. All this is created by nature, and what these great masters have done, what is created in nature, they have elaborated it. That's all. Because of them elaborated it, people have misunderstood as though they created it and they imposed it. Please understand, they didn't create it, they didn't impose it. It exists. What exists? The differences of physical structure, the differences of emotional texture, the differences of intellectual caliber, they differ. Are you okay till now? For moksha, whatever combination you have is enough for moksha. Worldly problems da idhula edu superior edu inferior alla. Sir, when you say this different textures and combination are irundhuna, for moksha, what is the best combination? This is where moksha is possible for everybody. For moksha, whatever texture you have is enough. What is the texture? You really don't have to go for a nose surgery to get moksha varnuna, you really don't have to go for a nose surgery and make it a perfect nose. Yeah, you don't have to do that. Neither do you have to worry about the emotional texture. Neither do you have to worry about the intellectual caliber clarity sir. Quick I can grow, no? For moksha, these are irrelevant. That is how moksha is possible for everybody. And the Upanishads, the Vedas, the Vedanta talks about enlightened person across all sections. You will have enlightened males, you have enlightened females, you have enlightened brahmanas, and you have criminal brahmanas. You have enlightened kshatriyas, and you have criminal kshatriyas. You have enlightened vaishyas, and you have criminal vaishyas. Similarly, you have enlightened shudras. It's there right through the scriptures. If you see, it means what? You are trapped in a particular enclosure. Get out of that enclosure. You are trapped in a particular enclosure and get out of that enclosure. What is that? What is your trap? A unique combination of the three. What are the unique combination of the three? Jati, Varna, Ashrama. Are you able to follow? You are trapped in a particular proportion. What is that particular proportion? The particular proportion of Jati, Varna and Ashrama. You need to jump out of that. You need to get out of that. And you need not compare and contrast as to what is better, what is worst, and all that. For to moksha, all this is of no consequence. Or for moksha, whatever be the jati, varna, ashrama proportion, you have to get detached from that. Moksha tu ore sakshan mokshaika sadhanam. Sakshan mokshaika sadhanam. Whatever jati, varna, ashrama proportion you have, you need to have what you need to do. You need to get detached from that. Brahmana jati varna ashrama proportion, what to do? Get detached from that. Kshatriya jati varna ashrama proportion, get detached from that. Vaishya proportion, get detached from that. So ultimately, for moksha, what is the common path? Detachment. Na karmana na prajayadanena tyage naike amritatva manashuhu. Upanishad says, only by detachment. Only by detachment you get moksha. Now, what do you have to detach yourself from? People say wife, husband, family. Job length detachment venu sir. Shankaracharya says detachment from jati, varna, ashrama mixture. Detachment from that, not detachment from a particular person, not detachment from anything in particular. For you detach anything from particular, you will go and get attached to something else. The proportion you need to get detached from. Are you able to follow? So what do you get detached from? You get detached from this very three fundamental. What are the three fundamental? Jati, Varna, Ashrama. That is why when Brahman is described, the Upanishad describes, Mundaka has the same mantra, Mandukya has the same mantra, Kathopanishad has the same mantra. Tatta tadreshyama grahyama gotrama varnam. It says avarnam, agotram. Brahman doesn't have any, the reality doesn't have any varna. The reality doesn't have any ashrama. The reality doesn't have any jati. Are you able to follow? So the idea here is what? To to transcend that. To say transcend, transcend, transcend. The question is, what do you have to transcend? Transcend the three enclosures. Transcend your enclosure. And what is your enclosure made up of? Your enclosure is made up of the Jati, Varna, Ashrama. This Jati, Varna, Ashrama belongs to the equipments. I have nothing to do with the equipments. This is Vedanta. Jati, Varna, Ashrama belongs to the equipments and I have nothing to do with the equipments. Water says, I have nothing to do with Pepsi or Coke or Fanta. I have nothing to do with all these. You can make use of it in that way and destroy yourself. Yeah. Contaminated water, you can contaminated water. No? Pepsi, Coke is contaminated water. No? Yeah. Or you can have it in the pure form and take care of yourself. That choice you have. So what is the container? The pluralistic phenomena, that frog in the well. What is the enclosure of the well? The enclosure of the well is made up of Jati, Varna and Ashrama, and you need to get out of that Jati, Varna, Ashrama proportion in which you are trapped. Get out of that. And Brahman is described as Agotram, Avarnam. Mundakopanishad has this definition. Mandukya has this definition. Kathopanishad also has the same definition. It says Agotram, Avarnam. It doesn't belong to the four ashramas. That is why they say sannyasa ashrama is also an ashrama only. You have to get detached to that also. Sannyasa ashrama doesn't mean you are enlightened. You have to get out of that also. So wherever you are, you need to get detached from that. Why? Because you need to jump out of the well. From being the frog in the well, you have to become frog in the ocean. Huh? Come out of it, you see the fact that you are out of the boundaries of the well itself is liberating. That is the liberation. What is liberation? Liberation is just jumping out of the boundaries of the well. One thing is to say jump out, jump out, jump out. Another thing is to explain to you what is it that you are trapped in that you have to jump out of. What is it that you are trapped in? Jati, Varna, Ashrama. And what is it made up of? The elements, which is verse 12, 13 and 14. Verse 12, 13 and 14 is going to talk about the gross body, the subtle body, the causal body. Here, the gross, subtle and causal bodies are spoken about, the upadhis, the equipments are spoken about from the psychological, practical angle. Verses 12, 13 and 14 will talk about it from a very technical angle of what is the gross body made up of, what is the subtle body made up of, what is the causal body made up of, and then don't forget the verse, don't forget the topic. In verse number 16, he will conclude by saying, these material equipments made up of these elements and the Jati, Varna, Ashrama superimpose world upon Brahman. Oh, we know this already, sir. The world is superimposing upon Brahman. All this we know already. So, Venkatagur message. Sir, எப்போ 16th verse முடிகிறாரோ அப்போ சொல்லுங்க, I will rejoin the session. For all this we know. This is material equipments superimposing world upon Brahman. With this explanation, the verses are concluded for today, and there is a couple of clarifications. I'll take it up and I conclude the session. Venkatachalam. Does space exist when there is no matter or object present? Does space exist when there is no matter or object present? Yes, it exists. Because of it existing, that is why the object is able to come into existence. The object is able to come into existence because there is a space. There is space already. That is why amongst the elements, we say space is the subtlest. Venkatachalam, are you okay? Are you able to follow? I am able to build the wall only because I didn't create the space and then the wall is built. The space is existing already. So space exists when there is no object present. Yes. For objects need a space to exist. Number two, objects need space to move around. If there is no space, you cannot move around. Supposing in your room, everything is tightly packed, you can't move around, no? So for objects to exist and for objects to move around, space is required. Itself is a proof that space exists even when there is no object present. But that space itself is a part of matter. That space itself is part of matter element, which we will see in the next verse, which is going to talk about the Panchi, Krita, Mahabhuta and all that is going to start in the very next verse itself, the 5 elements. Somebody, I think he's saying, somebody has to unmute Venkatachalam.
My question was, I thought space in the typical universe,
Yes.
The space came about
Yes.
after the Big Bang and the
Yes.
particles and the universe
Correct.
appeared.
Yes.
So the extent of the space is the spread of the objects of the universe all over the place.
Space
did not
came
exist.
first. You are correct. The only thing that you have to do is the space came first and the objects went on
Filling the space.
filling the space. So that which was created first is
Space.
the space.
Okay.
Upanishad says space came first.
First.
We are going to see that in the next verse. In
Okay.
the next verse, we are going to see that. He says
Okay.
the space came first.
Okay.
Out of space came this, and this came this, and this came, and when it folds back, it will fold back in the respective order.
The same order. Okay.
In the same order, it will fold back.
Okay.
That is why I said this Jati Varna Ashrama is more on a practical plane. The
Yes.
explanation of Jati Varna Ashrama as the Upadhis is on a very practical plane. 12, 13 and 14 will be on a technical plane.
Okay.
And I tell you, technical plane in 10 minutes I will finish. Nothing
Okay.
to, there is nothing to really discuss that in detail. Are you okay?
Yeah.
The space came
Then
first
came.
as it were.
Okay.
Second, Venkatachalam. Temporary existence versus appearance for all matter. Limited reality appears more appropriate. Now what Venkatachalam is asking is, saying is, appearance, the word limited reality is more appropriate than appearance. Yeah. Venkatachalam is saying, I am 80-year-old person. How can you say appearance? I just appeared, and how can you say I have a temporary, a limited reality? Exactly correct. That is the, it is a limited, it is a limited reality. The moment we say limited, limited by what? The upadhis, the equipments, the jati, varna, ashrama, the panchabhutas. It is limited reality, correct. And limited by what? Limited by the jati, varna, ashrama, 5 elements, combination and proportion. And the moment understanding the temporary, understanding the limited as limited is detachment. Understanding the limited as limited is detachment. Is it okay? And then my house. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Gadhar. Okay. They are the SRL Shankara. Venkat. SRL Shankar, SRL Shankarnu போட சொல்லுங்க. அப்பதான் என்ன எவ்வளவு சங்கர் இருக்கிறாங்கன்னு தெரியல. நான் பாட்டுல வேற யாராவது சங்கரை போட்டு திட்டி விட்டுற போறேன். யார் அந்த சங்கர் நமக்கு தெரியணும். அப்பதான் இல்லையா? யார் ஒரு ஒவன்டோன்னு போட்டிருக்கிறாரு. அந்த வோல்டாஸ் சங்கரா?
SRL Shankar.
SRL Shankara. ஒவன்டோ, காளி மார்க், எங்க இருந்து எல்லாரையும் பேன் பண்ணுங்க கிளாஸ்ல இருந்து. இங்க இருந்து அப்புறம் வேர் திஸ் which planet they are all coming from we don't know. Shankar Kolattur has a question. It looks too heavy to conceive the self. It looks too heavy to conceive the self. Since we need to do so much to develop first intellect in order to get clarity in understanding the concept, even that intellect needs to be dropped to get to the state of Brahman. The issue is, அவரை கொஞ்சம் unmute பண்ணுங்க, சங்கர் கொலத்தூர். The issue is, what will happen to me? அவருடைய problem என்ன? Working very hard to develop the intellect and strengthen the intellect and all that, and then let go of the intellect. அதுக்கு தான் already let go பண்ணிட்டோமே. Why do I have to unnecessarily create it and then let go? For we have already gone. What will happen to me? Shankar. அந்த கொளத்தூர் சங்கர், அந்த 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 ஏரியாவே ஒரு டேஞ்சரான ஏரியா தான். அந்த கொளத்தூர் ஏரியாவே ஒரு டேஞ்சர் தான். நான் பாலிடிக்ஸ் எல்லாம் பேசல, just generally say it's a very, அந்த ஏரியாவே கொஞ்சம் சரியில்லாத ஏரியா தான். What will happen to you? From frog in the well, you will become frog in the ocean. What will happen to you? The limitations will go. You are correct. It is too heavy to conceive. Just as the frog in the well said, it is impossible to believe that there can be an ocean. The frog in the well said, there is no such thing called ocean. Something like ocean cannot exist. You are just cheating me. You are lying to me to get out, to make me get out of my well, so that you can occupy my well. The frog in the well attributes motive to the frog in the ocean. Are you able to follow? The frog in the ocean says, come out.
Ocean.
Come out. There is the ocean. The frog says, I will come out provided you tell me what your ocean is. For which the ocean frog said, it is indescribable. It is indescribable, correct? It is indescribable. Immediately, the frog well said, frog well, ocean frog in English dialogue mati. Na conversation mari pesra. Huh? Every time I don't have to say ocean frog, frog, I am getting clear. Limited intellect. Now, the frog in the ocean says it is indescribable, anirvachaniya, beyond words, beyond all description. This frog said, no. Make me understand. Other frog said, how can I make you understand? What is your parameters?
We can't understand.
What is your parameters? What is your yardstick? What is your touchstone? What is your benchmark against which you are comparing? The well only. So the analysis started. Half the well. Is your ocean as big as my well? No, not that. Neti. No, not that. Is your ocean twice the size of this well? Answer is Neti, not this. Appa it becomes too heavy. Shankar.
No.
Appa it will become too heavy. Don't worry, continue. Heaviness you have to continue. That's the penetrating capacity. You go. Is your ocean 100 times the well? Are you able to visualize? What would be the size of the frog in the well when it has conceived 100 times bigger? Oh my God.
100 times.
It looks like infinity, no? 1,000 times. All the wells in the planet put together will not equal a drop of the ocean. Frog in the well says, you are blabbering. Idhukku per da nalla train pannendu vandu volararudhan per idudha. It's not that you are drunk and blabbering. You are well trained to blabber. As a Vedanta. But something like that cannot exist. It is heavy. You are right. You are perfectly right. Because so much of work has to be done to develop the intellect. Now, what is the intellect says? More and more and more the intellect develops, more and more you will understand that you cannot understand. The development of the intellect is in the understanding that you cannot understand. Or if anybody says, I can make you understand, you understand. Yeah, you understand that you cannot understand. If anybody says, I will make you understand, I will show to you, I will demonstrate to you, you will also understand what? Blind leading the blind. And what is the reality? A blind person will be comfortable with another blind person. Why? Because fundamentally they can agree with each other. No? Are you able to follow? You will always associate with those who agrees with you. You will associate with those who will agree with you. You will disconnect from those who will not agree with you. And Vedanta doesn't agree with you. Just as the ocean, the frog from the ocean cannot agree with
ocean.
Ocean frog cannot agree with the well frog. You are also a frog, I am also a frog. Why can't you agree? You can't talk that language, no? For the experiences are different. Story Upanishad didn't give. Idella Nana built up panna. Idella ennode screenplay. Upanishad gives only one example. It just gives that beautiful example. What would be the conversation between the ocean frog and the frog in the well? Avladhan it says. And the one-liner which you develop your own. Yeah. Suresh Ramakrishnan தான் டைரக்டர் இங்க. அவர்தான் டைரக்ட்லாம் பண்ணுவார் அவர். ஒரு ஒன்-லைனர் வச்சுட்டு you create the screenplay. Screenplay you don't forget the one-liner. Huh? What is the one-liner? What is the one-liner? Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha is the one-liner, which is what is being explained through each and every verse. Are you able to follow? Shankar?
Yes, sir.
SRL Shankar கிட்ட அவர் SRL Shankarனு போட சொல்லுங்க. அப்பதான் போன வாரம் என்ன பிளஸ் பண்ணுங்கன்னாரு. அவரை பிளஸ் பண்ணனா எந்த சங்கர் எனக்கு தெரியாது பிளஸ் பண்றது. அவர் SRLனு போட சொன்னேன்னா தெரியும். அவர் நருக்ஸ் எவ்வளவு அழகா போட்டுன்னு இருக்கிறாரு. நருக்ஸ்னு அவர் போட்டுன்னு இருக்காரு பாருங்க. நருக்ஸ்னு இந்த மாதிரி போட்டு வச்சிருந்தேன்னா it becomes easy. Is it okay, Shankar?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. With this, we conclude for today and we continue next. Adieu.